It's a shop update. New stickers are on my website. You can check it out, and I'm really proud of these. I love them. I haven't put new stickers up on the shop in a couple of years, so these ones feel really good. I've also restocked some of my sticker packs that have been out of stock for a while, and there's a couple new prints as well. So if you would check that out, I would appreciate it a whole lot. And okay, there's that. Okay, here's me in the past. Hello everyone, Arlisha here, and welcome to another video. Today I'm sitting over here. I was sitting over there before, but now I'm sitting over here. Who knows where I'll be sitting next time? Lately, I've really been enjoying sketching in a very stream of consciousness sort of way. So I'll sit down with a little bit of an idea of what I want to draw. I think with this one, I wanted to start with like some sort of fruit shape. I think ultimately I was thinking about peaches and cats. And it was very vague, very loose, and the concept was not well defined at all. And I just started sketching, just started moving. I am using my mixed media sketchbook and a Pentel pen. I don't know. I'll put it in the description, whatever the pen is called. And I just start sketching. I found that when I sit down with a pencil lately, for whatever reason, my brain gets stuck. When I'm using a pencil, I feel like I just need to make every line perfect, and I'm not exploring as much because I'm focusing too much on making it right. And when I'm working with a pen, I have to trust the decisions I make, and that process has been very helpful for me lately. So I'm leaning into it. I never really sketched these sorts of things thinking about coloring them, but I will be coloring this one, and you'll see part of that process here. I usually am not even thinking about the composition of the page, especially not in the beginning. I'm not thinking about shape language very much at this point. I'm just starting. But once I start to see common themes appearing on the page, I usually do hone in on a topic or a theme or something that I feel like my brain wants to focus on. It's really just like a mindfulness practice. I'm just thinking about my thoughts as they float by me like clouds in the sky, and choosing thoughts to explore, choosing places to be. It's a weird combination of feeling like I'm simultaneously addicted to drawing in that way, but also like I don't really know how to do it any other way anymore. And it's scary and vulnerable because I can feel the skill regression happening. I can tell that I'm not as adept at this style of work as I was with things I've done in the past. And that's scary and it's very humbling. And I just have to trust myself to find something new and to find something that I love. And if that's what I'm focusing on, I can actually get somewhere. I can make something that I enjoy. And it's vulnerable and scary, especially like not knowing what's going to come out of it. But at the end, usually, pretty much always, I'm surprised by myself in a positive way. I look at what I made and I'm like, oh, wow, this is actually like really cool. And it's a strange and vulnerable process to know that what I'm making does represent me in an authentic way. And then making videos about it, making posts about it, feels like a totally different thing now, because I'm not making art that I know people will like. I'm making art that I want to make, and just by making marks I want to make. And it's not even so much of going, this is the kind of painting I want to make, or this is the kind of theme I want to create. The more I hone in on trying to specify what it will be before I make it, the harder it is for me to find it. And I've found, I hope this is in focus. Is this in focus? No, it's not in focus here, but if I back up, is that it? Like here? It's gonna come back to me. It's gonna come to me. Wait for it. The more I try to focus on what I'm doing, I feel like a centipede looking at its legs. Like, I've got, like, if a centipede walks, it can just walk with all of those legs. But if it thinks about walking with all of those legs, they just get jumbled and all of a sudden it's a tangled ball of yarn. At least that's how it feels to me. I wonder if I, like, read that somewhere? If that was, like, a poem? I don't know, but I've, like, carried that with me. Anyway, I guess I kind of feel like a centipede right now. Like, I have to not think about it and just go. I just have to be in the present. And it's simultaneously the best I've ever felt, but it also is scary because I don't feel like I can do anything else. So it's good. It's new. It's confident. If I can trust myself. It's fun. Yeah. Anyway, that's how I'm making this. It's not necessarily what I'm making. So to explain what I'm making, I'll jump over to a past version of myself when I had filmed a separate conversation to the real-time footage of this sketching page for Patreon. So if you want to see the real-time version, you can check out Patreon. It's like 40 minutes long of me talking about it. Talking about, gesturing wildly, talking about it. So we're going to jump back in time to that Arlie, who is going to tell you what's actually happening on this individual piece of paper and less in a larger cosmic scale. Let's check in on this drawing. By this point, I had decided on a theme, and I wonder if you've pieced it together. I wonder what you have been thinking is the theme. And it started with just these sort of planet-like shapes. And I wanted them to be cat-like planets. And then I was thinking about who would explore such a place, who would spend their time around these planets. And then I was thinking that perhaps there could be a coalition of cats who go into space and explore, Star Trek style. But it's a little bit somber. It's like a little bit bittersweet because, like, they're not coming back. They're sending reports in and stuff, and they're, like, voyaging. They're exploring. They're having a great time. But, like, there's no plan to come back. And so they are, of course, aptly, based on the backstory, called the Ugly Cats in Space. UCS. Which is definitely somehow has some deep psychological meaning. Like, they're almost like the rejects of their home. And because they have no home on their home, they're forever wandering. And in that way, their beauty is not to the conventions of society. They're not conventionally beautiful. Because they'll always be outside drifting, and really drifting further and further away by the moment. So that's the Ugly Cats in Space. Look at them go. They drift through space and time and report their findings to better all living things, expanding our knowledge base and learning about things to learn more about ourselves. For the betterment of something, or just for fun, who cares? Or just for fun, actually. Yeah, or maybe just like for fun. Oh yes, another very important thing is happening now. It's time to talk about the fish. In the top right, there's a school of them, and they are on their way through the galaxy. In nautical terms, the cardinal direction is the bottom left of the page. That's where they're going. There's a very grumpy fish who is on a tight schedule, and the school of fish that was supposed to be there for the next leg of the trip has not yet arrived. They're running behind. And over here, what I'm working on now is this poor poor guy who is actually lost and has been separated from the group, and does have a map, but it's not looking so good for him. Like, he's probably gonna miss the bus back home. I hope he brought cash, like, for a taxi, which is unfortunate because I'm sure, like, it was a bundle price, the bus trip. You know, the bus comes in, it drops you off, you explore the galaxy, the star system, do a little window shopping, have lunch somewhere, get a couple souvenirs, and the bus will be back at 4:30 p.m. sharp to load everybody up and take you back to the public library parking lot where your vehicle's parked or something. It's a bus trip. And this fish is lost. It's going to have to find its own ride back to the local library. So, do you want the good news first or the bad news? And you only actually have the illusion of choice, but I hope you can suspend your disbelief enough to still have a sense of satisfaction when I tell you, if you pick the bad news first, you win! You win in this 5 seconds of this video. So the bad news is, I decided to start over. I wasn't really happy with how the values were looking. Felt like I just kind of overworked it and wanted to have a fresh start. But the good news is, I scanned in my line work prior to starting. So I had the line work, and I was able to just print it out. Not only was I able to just print it out, I was able to do a color comp first. Not only was I able to do a color comp first, but you can actually get this line work to download and color yourself if you want. You can print it, you can color it digitally, but this is going to be the doodle page for this month, for April. So if you want to color this yourself, you can do that. Let me know if you do, because I want to see. Looking at these two side by side, you may wonder, hey, it looks like there's a lot more detail in the old one, like in the background, stuff that just, for whatever reason, isn't there in the new version. That was not a conscious decision. I actually didn't even realize that I had somehow, maybe in adjusting the levels, had just gotten rid of a bunch of detail until I was finishing the piece and then realized that those things weren't there anymore. So that's how difficult it is to keep a leash on this brain and get it to finish anything at all, because I spent probably a couple hours working on the second version of this piece before I even realized that it wasn't the same as the first one. But I like this one a lot better now. It was really helpful to take the time to actually make a color comp and see what I wanted. And it's a step in the right direction. I'm much happier with this one. If you would like to get your own copy of Ugly Cats in Space as a print, you can find it over on my website, as well as the new stickers and other new prints that are there. It's similar to the style of this one, so check it out if you'd like to see that. As always, thank you, patrons. Thank you, YouTube members. Really, more than anything, having that tangible support motivates me to be confident and to be comfortable and to trust that what I'm doing is worth it. Not that I need the external validation, but seeing that people care and want to support what I'm doing is just a reminder to myself that what I'm doing does have value, even when I feel insecure or when I feel a little sad. So yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you wanted to check out any of, why am I gesturing over here? Is there anything over here? Is there? I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, thank you all so much for any support, views, likes, and comments, and all of the things that you do. Thank you. I appreciate you. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. We'll see. I actually do think I could use a brain leash. Is that what ADHD medication is? A leash for my brain? To just go, hey, we're not going that way. We're going over here right now. Hey, no, I know, listen. That other pile of some other dog's poop looks really interesting right now, but we're staying on the straight path, So let's not get distracted right now. I think I need a brain leash.